right. Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. This is Wrestling Outlet. I am Boxman. Hope everybody's doing good. Alongside me is...
Of course, it is I am the man on the Silver Mountain. I am Smark Wahlberg. How are you today, sir?
I am the Walrus, Cuckoo Cachoo.
That's right.
There you go. Smark, how was your little holiday, little Christmas there? How was it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Nice little relaxed evening. Had a nice dinner. Did the family thing. How about you?
I went to my sister's, did the family thing. We had a good time. We shot guns. Had fun. And then today I find out my nephew decided he was working on a tin roof on a barn. My nephews do all kinds of like work around their town just to get extra money. So he was doing some work on a roof yesterday and fell off of a tin roof. On his way down, ripped his knee wide open.
Oof.
I mean, wide open. I got the pic. I wonder how good it would be if I just flashed you the picture on my phone here.
I mean, I'd rather you not flash me, but
No.
do what you must.
Well, you can see how much blood was on his leg here, I think. If the blur is on, so it's going to be a little weird. You can see the blood on the leg there.
Yeah.
If I took the blur off the camera, that would look a lot better. And then you can see how big the wound is, though, right? Wait a minute. Nope, you can't see it. All right. You don't need to see it anyway. Yeah, he has. It basically sliced his whole knee open, so. My nephews are nuts, and he's sitting there with, knee wide open on the friggin' at the hospital, just, thumbs up, laughing. It's my nephews.
That's always fun.
A couple of crazy kids they are. I'll tell you that, man. I'll tell you that. But anyway, yeah, we had a good Christmas though. Otherwise, got the kids had a great Christmas. So that's about it. That's about all that matters anymore. I really I've grown to hate the holidays. I hate to tell you.
Now, why is it that you, of all people, wouldn't like Christmas?
It's got nothing to do with Jewish. It's
never said that it did. Don't be getting guilty.
No, it's just got. I mean, there's so much to do. I mean, every weekend from right after Halloween starts getting packed with stuff to do. Yeah. And then we got to go to we got to go to a Thanksgiving there, a Thanksgiving here. Then we got to do a dinner for Christmas, and then a Christmas, and then. My kids have like 4 Christmases, dude. That's too many Christmases. But anyway, I'm all good after that. It's good. The kids are happy. They got pretty much everything they want. My kid got this thing called the Meta VR system.
Mm-hmm.
It's its own console. All the games are VR. It's very weird, but he got it. He loves it. I guess that's all that matters, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
We're entering the simulation one day at a time.
Yeah. It's, he barely leaves his room now, and this is not going to help. Not going to help. Plus, the other day he was playing a game with somebody, and he's playing some fighting game, and damn near broke his fucking hand.
Oof. That's always fun.
Well, he was swinging, and he punched his steel bed.
Yeet.
I really couldn't say nothing, but we told you not to do it. But right. It's such a fun game. All right, I understand, but you can't always do that stuff. But Anyway, glad you had a good holiday. Hope everybody else out there, like I said, had a really good holiday. And we still got New Year's coming up. This is the last show of 2022, Smark.
That's right.
Just think, when we come back, it's going to be a new year, new me.
Yeah, I'm staying the same. It's my goal not to evolve as a human being for the rest of my life.
Fucking hate that new year, new me bullshit. I'll be the same by the way, I'll be the same asshole next year as I was this year. So if you didn't like me last year, you're really not going to like me again this year, probably. I ain't planning on fucking changing, so I'm too old at this point to change, I think.
That's exactly what I said. There's no point in, developing as a human being. It's over.
Yeah, at one point, I mean, you just are who you are. And I kind of just am who I am. I can't do nothing about that. So, whatever. As Popeye said, I am what I am.
What's interesting is I went to the store today and I figured that, see, there you go. That's what it was. That's what I thought was interesting. I'll give you a moment. I hope everyone was sitting down when I dropped that bombshell. No, I went to the store today and I thought that with it not being Christmas, that it was going to be better. It was significantly worse. I don't know how or why, but just everybody was an asshole today, especially me. That's normally the case with me, but I can't have everybody being on my playing field. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I would think so. I'll tell you what, my wife went out Monday and she's like, well, because my Santa brought my middle child, Dylan, the about to be 10-year-old, a 3D printer. And it was broken. So, of course, Sunday we had to wait. My wife contacted Santa to get where he bought it, and we took it back for the warranty that Santa bought on it. Well, Santa's a very smart man. So she went and brought it back to Best Buy. Now, Best Buy is a 30-minute ride from here, minimum. She calls me 30 minutes later. She's done. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She's like, no. First of all, there was no traffic. Secondly, I walked into Best Buy, walked right up. There was no one in line. I'm like, what? I mean, people were online, like, stay away from the stores. Don't go near the stores. She goes to, Best Buy, this fucking, everyone goes to Best Buy. And she's out of there in no time. And Santa is sending my son a new one directly to the house.
Very nice.
That's very nice of Santa, I thought, too. And it was very smart of him to buy the warranty. Because when things get shipped to you, they can be broken. We opened the door because my son wanted to use it. We had it all set up and everything. We opened the door to put the reel in. Fucking door comes off in our hand.
Yee.
It's got that. It's a cheap plastic door. I'm not gonna lie, but the whole back of it was just shattered. So she took it back, and they gladly took care of it. So he's gonna have him a new 3D printer coming out, and the good thing is the blue was out. They're back in stock, and now he gets the color he wants too.
Yeah, very nice.
So it being broken was a bit of a blessing.
There you go.
In a way. Because we really wanted, or Santa wanted to bring him blue, of course, my son's favorite color, but they were out at the Santa store.
Yeah, I mean, there are but only so many toys, I understand.
Yeah, so, gotta do that. I did find out every now and then my older son decides to play the show for my younger son.
We get these fucking supply shortages, supply chain shortages. Fucking, it's affecting the North Pole too.
Absolutely,
Bitch, I'm telling you.
Absolutely, it does, man. Look at it. Look, it's the trickle down from the North Pole down. You know how it goes. It's the trickle down.
I bet you I'm mortified at the idea. Not really, because they're not my kids and I don't have to deal with them. But the idea that your kids are listening to fucking titty talk is just. It's a little bit scary.
told my son he shouldn't be listening to anything we do or say. But I mean, he'd be
the 20-minute in-depth breakdown of Mandy Rhodes OnlyFans. I always do that. Mandy Rhodes. I always keep calling her Mandy Rhodes, which is a scary mashup of people.
You got yeah, it is. It is. But I mean, in the old house, when I was in the room, my son would be in the, he'd go in the bathroom and he'd hear us talking about weird stuff. He's like, one day we were, I don't know why, but we got on the subject of bar soap versus, like the loofah type soap, the squirty soap. And he's like,
yes, body wash.
Yeah, he said, I came in and y'all were talking about soap. What the hell? You just came in at the wrong time, kid.
Hygiene is important.
I have no clue how we got on that. I'm still an Irish Spring guy. But anyway. That's
soft soap.
Really?
I use a soft soap, the body wash. I have peppermint body wash in the shower right now.
Peppermint?
Yes, and before you ask the question, I do indeed use it to wash my pussy. Thank you for asking.
No, I'm just wondering if you're fucking wanting to smell like an elf. I mean, are you...
I'm trying to smell nice.
Well, I mean, I use Old Spice deodorant to smell nice.
See, I'm a classy gentleman, so I only use that fucking, what was it, Brute?
Okay. All right.
What's the one? I fucking blanked on the reference, but it's like the $5 fucking, like you get it at like a Dollar General or something.
Axe?
I'm trying to remember. No, not Axe. Like the kind of the predecessor to Axe. I'm trying to remember.
You can get Suave. You can get Dove. Those are cheap. I'm trying to think of the kind. I know the kind. I can see. It's not Old Spice. I use Old
Search
Spice.
worst cologne for men, and it will absolutely show up in just a minute here. So give me a little bit of a moment.
Dude, my dad, speaking of colognes, listen, we have time, folks. We really don't have anything big to get into with the holiday week coming up. My dad has worn the same cologne since before I was born. Aramis. He has worn this cologne since Moses part of the fucking sea. I mean, my dad is, and
No, sorry.
and my dad still uses Aquanet hairspray. My dad single-handedly is keeping Aquanet in business, I believe. I really, truly believe that. Well, my dad in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's pretty much keeping Aquanet still in business. Is really.
That's what I was thinking of, by the way.
Whoa, you got it?
Yeah, Drakkar Noir.
Drakkar. Okay. Drakkar. That was big in the mid 90s. As was what was the Curve? Did you ever wear Curve?
No.
Okay. What was the one? I actually did. I don't do cologne anymore because it's too overpowering when you're going into customers. They think you're trying to hide a smell. So I don't wear cologne. I never worn cologne. Except for a long time, I never did. But poor Dirk, he can't even use Aquanet. But
was it when you asked about Curve?
Curve. That
Yeah.
was.
I just found a list of the top 13 colognes you wore in high school and shouldn't have.
Curve is one. Paul Sebastian, is that on the list?
See, we got number 13. We got Brute.
Ooh.
Number 12, we got Adidas cologne.
Okay.
11, Obsession for Men.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I still have a bottle.
Obsession for Men.
Uh-huh. My uncle in Florida used to buy that for me all the time.
Number 10, Jean Paul Gaultier cologne.
Never.
Number 9, Fierce cologne by Abercrombie & Fitch. Whatever, if that's what they use, would you walk past the store? If that's the scent, I couldn't agree more. That is one of the most fucking traumatizing. I would rather walk by a fucking funeral home than walk by the Abercrombie. You just get that fucking nasty, just oof.
Oh, there
it
you
smells
go.
like date.
Dirk's dad is an Aramis man. I love it. I fucking love it. Keep going. Sorry, Smark.
Oh yeah, no. Number 8, we got Curve.
Okay, there you go. Curve. Okay.
Number 7, Old Spice.
Okay. I mean, the go-to. All right.
Number 6, I got to imagine it probably does smell bad, but I object to it anyway. Michael Jordan cologne.
It actually didn't smell bad. It was actually not bad. It was nice. It was actually kind of nice. I remember that cologne. I do. I had a bottle, again, a gift from somebody. It was nice. It was I'm not going to explain it, but it was it really was a good one. Go ahead.
Yeah. Number 5, Drakkar Noir, of course.
There you go. There you go.
Number 4, Tommy Hilfiger. Number 3, Cool Water.
I believe I might still have a bottle.
Number 2, you have to remember these commercials from like fucking random episodes of Raw. But number 2, Bod.
Yes.
You remember those commercials that were in fucking black and white, and there's some lady going, "I want your bod."
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of like clearly gay men playing football shirtless.
Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
There you go. That was bod. Okay, and then number 1, of course, there's really just no other potential name. It is the goat of just terrible fucking cologne, Axe.
Axe. All right. You know, when I was right after our company kind of went under in Florida, and I was looking for a job. I drove into the old place that our building was. I wanted to see who was in our new building. I figured, hell, what the hell. I went to this place right beside the little restaurant that I go to, and it was one of those places that, like, you would be walking into the mall and these people would swarm you and try to sell you cologne on the street.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've told you this before. But I was going to be like, that's, I don't know what that is. I need to figure out how to shut that. Something my son did. I swear to God.
I don't know what that is, but I love it.
It's steam. It's something for fucking steam. I need to shut this shit off. And they wanted me to be like the rah-rah manager for all these like people that would go out and do that. Literally go in, out and chase people down and sell them that imitation cologne. I lasted about 2 hours. About 2 hours. I have never seen the more whiny people in my life. They were complaining it was hot. They were complaining that people aren't buying. And I'm like, have y'all ever been in fucking sales? Seriously? Yeah, it's hot. People never buy. Make them. Oh my God, 2 hours. And I fucking literally, I said, someone needs to take me back. We were at a fucking Target parking lot. And I said, take me fucking back. I went back. I got in my car. I didn't even ask for my fucking check. I never got a check from this company. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't even want the 2 hours pay. They could shove it up their ass. It was the worst job I ever fucking applied for, tried, or did. But it was bad. Right after that, I went to the. I had a wire company that I was good friends with the guys, and I ended up working there for about 3.5 years. And then my cluster headache started, and I lost my job.
Right.
Well, I didn't know what was going on. They said I was irritable. Well, I haven't slept in 4 months, and I think I'm having a brain aneurysm 5 times a night. Yeah, I'm a little fucking irritable.
One tends to be.
Yeah, I was a little fucking irritable. So, yeah, they, and if you don't know, I've talked many times about the cluster headaches, and I'm not going to get into them. If you don't know what they are, look them up. 100 times worse than a migraine. They're bad. But they're one of those things you talk about, and next thing you know, you've got them. So I don't want to dwell on them very much. But yeah, it was, I was that rah-rah guy with people trying to sell you fake Curve and fake fucking Dracar Noir and all that shit.
On the positive, there of course was the WCW Nitro cologne.
I remember the like the ads for it they would do real quick, but I never bought it, never tried it. I was old enough at that point that I didn't care. But
well, if you want to, it's on eBay now for $280.
No, but literally, dude, if I went in my closet right now, I have a box of cologne that I have had since probably the late 90s or the early 90s too. I need to get rid of it. I know I've got a bottle of Obsession. I know I've got a bottle of Paul Sebastian. That's what I mentioned. I bet there's a bottle of Curve in there. I mean, literally, right in this closet behind me, I could fucking walk and go grab that. I won't, but I could.
I got you.
Are you about to send me a Christmas emoji or something?
No shenanigans.
Are you going to send me mistletoe? I see it over there, Smark, on that icon.
Perhaps.
I'm not going to virtually smooch you over here, Smark. Okay. That ain't going to go. That ain't going to go. But anyway, I guess we should talk about a few things real quickly. We do have a few things to get into wrestling-wise. And
just put the screen. Nice.
What the hell just happened? You just winterized yourself, dude. Oh, my God. Okay, just go through them now. Now you got to go through them. I like that. Keep going. Well, oh, look at that. Okay, that's a smiley. What's the frost one do? The snowflake. Oh, that's what the snowflake does. For some strange reason, I thought this was going to be the snowflake. But anyway, we'll get to that picture later, folks.
I really wish I didn't know that these existed because it's going to be hard to fight the urge not to use them sporadically.
Did you hit the mistletoe one or did I miss that?
Yep, sure did.
Okay, well, I'm still not giving you a fucking kiss over the air. Off air, Smark, I'll tongue the fuck out of you. But okay. Okay. Can you control yourself? You think? Can you? That's a no. All right, folks. Smark is not going to talk anymore tonight. I'll just fucking mute him at this point. So.
There's no sad ones.
Oh, there he goes. He's the. Oh, it's okay, Smark. It's the holidays. I'm not going to mute you. Don't worry about it, man. I'm not going to mute you. I won't do that. I won't do that. All right. So anyway, man, I guess we'll save that for later. We'll just get into something else at this point. Shit. We're having too much fun at this point. Oh, fuck. All right. Let's see what we got here. We can get into. I was going to get into something else, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I guess we can get into this a little bit here. We'll go with let's go with WWE filing some new trademarks, folks. Not just for anything, but WWE is actually filing for trademarks for inspirational trademarks. Looks like they filed 5 of them. Exactly. Now, some of these may sound a little familiar. Here they go. Ready? Desire, determination, destiny, from dreams to destiny, Inspire the impossible. All heart, all in. And here the stars align. Now that's 6. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, that's 7. But those are them. I don't know why they said 5. But those are the new trademarks. Now, the Desire one should sound a little familiar to you guys. If you remember, they used to do those Creed videos.
When you are with me.
There you go. Come on, Smark, bring it on.
I'm free.
There you go. Okay. Anyway, they used to do those Desire videos. And you know what? Some of them weren't half bad, I got to admit. But I did like those videos. But the Desire one should sound a little bit familiar to you, just because they used to do it with that stuff right there. But the other ones, you got Determination. I couldn't speak for a second there. Determination, Destiny, and from Dreams to Destiny, and Inspire the Impossible. This is so Stephanie. I have no doubt in my mind. This is Stephanie with her little, smile that we showed you a few weeks ago.
Every time you say From Dreams to Destiny, I always just in my head see : the Nikki Bella story, and it makes me want to throw up.
Okay. But anyway,
I can guarantee you that that's where that's going.
It could be. It could be. You're right. Oh, man. You're probably right. So From Dreams to Destiny is probably that. What else we got here, Smark? We've got Inspire the Impossible. Huh?
No, impossible is nothing. That's another empty platitude that Nike rolled out a while back.
Okay. So then we'll go with All Heart, All In. This sounds...
See, I like that one. You said all hard, all in?
Heart. Heart. Smart. Heart. Like heart.
Teddy Hart, I got you.
Yes. Almost like that, but spelled differently. Yes.
Who also has been known to go all in.
Who also has gone all in. A weird one, I hate to say, with the all in part. But anyway. And here the stars align. That I can definitely see being a WWE little tagline, for their superstars. Here the stars align. But they're a little vague, obviously. A couple of them show that they're for fitness instruction, a contest designed to reward program participants who exercise. It almost sounds like Vince might be trying to start up that bodybuilding fucking franchise again.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, the long-awaited return of Ico Pro. Maybe they're bringing back Simon Dean.
He must be bored as fuck, and so. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought I'd bring that up. I like bringing up what new trademarks are coming out there. But that's going to be some weird ones coming up. But again, the Desire ones, I do remember. They used to do those Desire videos. And like I said, some of those weren't that bad, man. I do remember a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
If I wouldn't get a copyright strike, honestly, I would play some of them.
Yeah, they weren't bad. I mean, they've always been good at video packages.
I thought so. Yeah, and those were great, man. Those were back in the, right at the tail end of the Attitude Era, coming into the Ruthless Aggression Era, where John Cena was coming in. It was kind of right in between there. But some of those Desire videos were pretty damn good, so... I don't know what they're doing with that. If they're looking on, I don't think Creed is making a comeback, but who knows?
Hey, never say never.
There's times I'd like to.
Well,
There's times I want to put an emphasis on never, but I guess that's just the way it goes. So
I could honest to God picture just next year just being like WrestleMania being done by Creed featuring Flo Rida.
oh yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it right there, Smark. And his name is fucking Florida.
That's right.
I don't give a fuck if you put a space. That just means it's Florida.
John's long lost cousin.
And I have no clue why you're putting coconuts and eggplants and avocados in the chat, but anyway.
It's important to eat fruit. You were talking about working out and whatnot, so nutrition, always important.
Got some fucking desire going over there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. A little desire. All right. I'll move on from there, I guess, folks. So Switchblade Jay White kind of implied, Smark, that Eddie Kingston was the pioneer of fuckboys joining AEW.
It's the patron saint of fuckboys.
The patron saint of fuckboys, yes. Obviously, Eddie Kingston doesn't really click with everybody, and I get that. I do. I like the guy. I know people would think that, this little, Southern Jew wouldn't like this fucking New York guy, but I do. I really do. I think his promos seem real to me. I just think I like Eddie Kingston. I think Smark is right on the same page there.
Definitely.
Well, I don't think Switchblade feels very, very much the same way, Smark. Now, Eddie Kingston has not been too quiet about some of the AEW roster guys. Done a few interviews where he kind of takes a few digs. And at one point, Eddie Kingston tweets out, more and more fuckboys are coming into AEW. Then he tweets out, I'm sorry, folks, I can't speak tonight. So many worried little egomaniacs just texted me, LOL. So Jay White decided to chime in. And he says, a true pioneer. You started a trend, a true pioneer. So, obviously not a big fan. Here's the first tweet right here of Eddie Kingston's. Just talking about the egomaniacs. And then, like I said, you go right here, and we've got that second tweet right here from Switchblade. I love this guy's. If you see the one reply to the post, Smark, John Moxley bloody, and it says, this post busted John Moxley open.
As most do.
I think any one of them does. Oh, Christopher Kane says Jay White can tell his own kind. So it takes one to know one. Holy shit.
Real, recognize real.
There you go. A lot of, look, us stoners recognize our own. People do recognize their own. I get that. But obviously, Jay White, not a fan of Eddie Kingston. Listen, if there was some sort of storyline going with these guys and this happened, I'd be like, all right, this might be a little bit of storyline, but there's nothing going on between these guys, and it just sort of showed up out of nowhere. So, did I say showed up out of nowhere?
You sure did.
I sure did. I sure did. Holy fuck.
Okay, everybody has their turn. This week is your turn. Next week will be my turn.
All right, folks.
They did have a little bit of a feud going on New Japan Strong for a while, but I don't know if that just got dropped or if that culminated or whatever the fuck.
Oh, in New Japan. Smark, if it doesn't happen in America, it doesn't happen.
That is true.
I think you know that. Which is why Pat Patterson never won that fucking title in Puerto Rico.
Not Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rio de Janeiro. You got it. I apologize.
Well, he bested Savio Vega for the Intercontinental title in Puerto Rico.
Yep. There you go. My daughter.
And then fucking Miguel Perez's back hair.
Yeah. Yeah. But Eddie Kingston did. Oh, my daughter is not a happy camper. Eddie Kingston did do a interview with Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, where he doesn't exactly hold back on a few guys from AEW. So guys can always go back and check that out if you want to. I guess from that I'll get into one quick thing, and then really, folks, this we only got like 2 stories left, and then AEW.
Well, I actually have a perfect segue.
Ooh, segue away.
Because you were talking about there being too many fuckboys in AEW. Dax Hardwood has opened up several topics, including Colt Cabana, CM Punk, and camaraderie in the AEW locker room. The debut episode of FTR with Dax Hardwood, I would rather watch fucking Conrad do the Ricochet video, was released Wednesday for subscribers to ad-free shows Patreon. The episode will be available for non-subscribers, but yeah, that's quite the thought, isn't it?
Wait a minute. I'm not letting you fucking gloss over that. Wait.
It's actually kind of funny if you think about it.
You know what? Go ahead. I thought about that for a second.
So there is a dildo. And that reminds me of Halloween Havoc 92.
No, I don't want the visual. So you know what? Just please proceed. Just go ahead.
Yeah. So his podcast is available for free Thursday. Fucking set your clocks. Anyways, Harwood on Colt Cabana. I don't know Colt very well. The very first day we were in the company, I could be wrong. I just felt Colt didn't like us. Gasp. There were some people there that didn't like us. I remember that he made fun of my accent the very first day, and I wasn't very happy with that. Aww. I take offense to that, and maybe I shouldn't, but if people know my backstory and how hard I worked to get the education that I got, radio tissues, by the way, I was in college, and my mom and dad both lost their jobs within a month of each other. I had nobody to help me with rent or books or food or anything. So I had to work 3 jobs plus wrestling the weekends just so I could pay for my college. I paid for my own college and got a degree at UNCW and a bachelor's degree in English and a bachelor's degree in business communication. It was all through my efforts, and if the people saw the sleepless nights that I had, the nights that I cried because I was worried that I wasn't going to get this, or the nights I had negative dollars in my bank account because I was paying for books. Oh, yeah, there's a file photo of Dax there. I was paying for books or putting things on my credit cards and stuff like that. I think maybe, just maybe, they could understand it then. But for him to make fun of my accent because the connotation, I'd fuck that up anyways, is if you're a Southerner, you're stupid. That bothers me. And maybe I shouldn't let it bother me. So that was the very first run-in I ever had with Colt. But other than that, I've never had a conversation with him, never talked to him, nothing like that.
Shut up, you fucking redneck.
Connotation is what I was trying to say. Anyways, yeah. So listen, he didn't consider his entire life backstory before he teased him for having a strong Southern accent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you don't know anyone's backstory until you get to know them, first of all. Now, listen, I'll admit making fun of someone's accent right when you meet them it can be a little offensive at times. But Christopher Kane, does everyone have a podcast now? We do, so yes. Anyway,
the bar couldn't get much lower.
No. I mean, this is you guys are my fucking tried and true fucking lowest, and I appreciate it. But
you are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
I y'all know I say that with love. Come on now. All the love in the world I say that with. But listen, I could see where he may be, guy doesn't know me enough to fucking joke like that. I get it. That might be where he was coming from here. So say that. You don't know me enough to
say
joke
that to
with me.
his face.
What?
Well, yes, sort of a lost art these days, but you could have said that to his face. You could have roasted his ass right back. There's plenty of things you could have made fun of him for. You could have punched him, too. That's always an option.
In AEW, it would be fine. But listen, Dax seems like he's just. Listen, I've said before, he definitely seems like a good guy. He also seems like a deeply, deeply sensitive guy. Not really a thick skin, is what I'm saying. A lot of things really seem to upset this guy. I have had my accent made fun of. I don't even hear that I have a southern accent, but I guess it's certain words I say. Being in Texas, I've been called many things. And when I first moved from, North Carolina to Florida, they basically, I guess I had a southern accent. They called me a fucking redneck everywhere I went. Sometimes you just roll with shit. Sometimes you just roll with it. And it's the better thing to do. Instead of going on and bitching and pissing and moaning, just roll with it. That's usually what I did. Someone started fucking calling me a fucking redneck, I would just fucking literally, I would play it up. I would make it worse. Now I know when I drink, I do have a little southern accent. I know it. It happens to me. But I don't know, man. As far as I know a lot of fucking guys with southern accents who are these big fucking oil moguls and own fucking football teams and shit like that. So just the fact that he brings it to, oh, you think I'm southern, so I'm not educated. That's a you problem,
Right.
not a him problem.
Sir, you fucked the projector on.
Right. There you go. Projecting a little bit. This is your problem. You need to not be so sensitive. And that's where and that's pretty much my point. Don't be so fucking sensitive. Jesus Christ. People make fun of fucking Southerners all the time. People make fun of fucking, how many times has Dax probably fucking sat there and made fun of fucking New Yorkers?
Sure.
Exactly. So anyway,
what makes me laugh about all this is like, okay, first off, his parents, if you're reading the context here, his parents could afford to send him to college. You got a leg up on a lot of people there already. Mm-hmm. They lost their job. They lost their jobs within a month of each other, is what he said. So then it became his responsibility to pay for his own college. If ever there was a bigger tragedy in the world of wrestling, I've yet to hear about it.
Yeah. I mean, literally, we hear about wrestlers that were living in their fucking car, and then showing up at Madison Square Garden. Yes, I'm talking about Mick Foley. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. This seems like a guy who led a bit of a privileged life. I never went to college. My grades wouldn't have allowed me to go to college, but I didn't. I know my parents couldn't afford to send me to college. I didn't need to go to college. I had a job waiting for me, which not everyone does. But
like his parents didn't even die. It was just they had to get new jobs. That was his adversity.
Yeah. He didn't say we were broke. He said they lost their jobs. I mean, my wife doesn't work. If I lose my job, which I've done a couple times over on this show, I've quit jobs. I've lost jobs on this show. You know what I do? I get the fuck out and I get a new job. That's what adults do. They get jobs, they lose jobs, they get laid off. Unless you're in a very specialized field, you're going to get another job. But to go right to the whole, I was offended, he thinks every goddamn Southerner is a fucking dumbass. calm the fuck down, dude. What? Go back at him and make fun of fucking his accent. His New York or Chicago fucking accent. Ask
Hey
him.
now.
Yeah, go tell him to fucking eat a real pizza that doesn't look like a fucking calzone without a fucking top.
All right, now this is getting a bit personal there's nothing wrong with our pizza.
It's not fucking pizza.
It is pizza. It's not a casserole. Don't go there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a fork to eat this motherfucker.
I see you're drifting a bit Canadian there, but I get what you're going for.
It's not fucking much different.
Actually, that is the thing, though.
Oh,
I will say,
Jesus Christ.
Here comes my Daxe.
Okay. Fucking mansplain it to me, Smark. Go ahead. Okay.
No, people that live in Chicago do not eat deep dish pizza as much as the world thinks that they do. Yes, that's appropriate. Keep going. Most places that you go to, you'll get like the tavern style. So it'll be like thin crust and it'll be like cut into squares. Mm. Except they'll have the little like triangles on the edges for the crust.
I like the little squares. What do they call that? Hors d'oeuvre cut. Mm. Which I like. And I'm not going to lie, I do like a good deep dish Sicilian pizza or something like that. But yeah, it gets a little crazy with the fucking all the sauce on top and shit. But no, I'll eat anything, trust me. But that's a hard pizza to eat. A true Chicago style is tough to eat.
Well, it's not practical by any means, because like if you go to a restaurant, you're gonna wait for like at least 40 minutes to an hour for them to cook it. So more often than not, unless it's like a treat, you're just gonna get the like thin crust square cut. That's usually what most people get. And like the majority of time I've gone out to get pizza in Chicago, that's what I've gotten.
Yeah. All right. It's not. I don't know. I've never actually been to Chicago, so I've never had true Chicago pizza, but I've seen it around here, but that's just it. I've only seen it here, so not here, but here in Florida and everywhere else I've been, but I've never actually been to Chicago. I've been in New York, I've been to Boston. South Boston has some real good fucking pizza places. Place called fucking Linwood's, that's amazing. Love their fucking
Very
pizza.
nice.
Absolutely love their fucking pizza. But it ain't bad. So all right, Smark. What else we got? You know what?
Me taking a long ass sip of water.
No, it's all right. I know what we got. You know what, Smark? Let's get into this. Folks, I know it's right after Christmas. I get it. I do. It is. It's right after Christmas. Don't know what you're going to fucking look for. We have no clue. But, oh, shit, what happened there? There are a few things you can definitely look at and talk about and get into. So here's what we're going to do. Folks, if you missed someone, if you missed a gift for someone, I've got the gift for you. A wrestling fan gift. These right here, folks. If you don't know what to get your man, ladies, even gentlemen,
your man, ladies.
Even gentlemen, if you don't know what to get your man, get them these bad boys right here. These are the WWE Contenders boxer briefs. You can get boxer briefs where right there on your old cock and balls, you got the old WWE title right there. They're red, they're tight, they are neoprene, and they are very fucking weird.
It's unsettling. The red specifically is even more unsettling because it's red and black, Wolfpack style, I guess. But the red and then the blue outline of the belt, it's so just god awful. It's frightening.
Yeah, it is a little odd. Now these are $24.99, which I know sounds expensive, but as one who had to switch to boxer briefs, it's not that bad. I get 3 pairs of like Reebok briefs for like $29.99. So for these boys right here with the fucking belt, so gentlemen, when you take these bad boys off, not only do you have the perfect like cupping for your bulge, but you've got the motherfucking WWE title right there. Like you are the fucking champion. The champion. Now, what I don't see here, Smark, I do not see a pee hole.
You don't need one.
I prefer a pee hole. Kind of guy I am.
Champions don't pee through a pee hole. That's just adds a little bit of class. Do you think Ric Flair's just peeing through a pee hole?
No,
he's peeing on the floor.
No,
at the Southwest Airline.
I think Ric Flair has his pants on the floor and he's doing the Superman pose. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean, right? Just sitting there peeing like this.
Mm-hmm.
Hands on the hips. That's what I see Flair doing. But folks, if you want to be the WWE champion of fucking, get these goddamn briefs, folks. That's right.
Champion of fucking.
That's right. The champion of fucking. There you go. And don't forget, there's something on here for the wives too, folks. That's right, the Mom 316 shirt. I'm sure Stone Cold was so happy to see these Mom 316 shirts. Mom 316s, because I said so.
Yes, because if anybody believes in strong, independent, authoritative women, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, absolutely. So
known feminist, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Known feminist, absolutely. Well, I mean, he does believe...
we were talking about the god-awful cologne earlier. Imagine. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to open your mind and your heart and your nostrils and just imagine what the smell would be like in the room, in the house, the abode of the person who is wearing the Mom 316 shirt and the title belt underwear.
Well... cheese comes to mind. But they do have a Dad 316 shirt, but it is blank on the other side. So there you go. But anyway, once again, folks, if you want to be the WWE champion of fucking, get you these fucking boxer briefs, $24.99 right there. Go to www.shop.com. Get these motherfuckers. These are some of the... I'm sorry, Smark. These are fucking creepy.
These are god awful.
So
it's like, it is so unsettling. It's like one of those all timers, like right up there with the fucking. They used to sell hats.
Yeah.
That had fucking ponytails attached to them.
Yes.
It was like a Brie Bella hat, a Nick Bella hat. It was like the Divas. The Divas all had their own hat.
Yeah.
They had hair on the back of the hats, and it was fucking unsettling.
So, the other day, Smark, I said this to you over the weekend. Now
you sure did.
I asked my wife, "What would you do if I came to bed and I had these on?" And she said, "You're not sleeping in my bed." Okay. I said, "This is why I love you." Okay. So, my wife would not find these sexy. But folks, if you've got the woman that'll find these fucking sexy, oh Lord. Now, once again, if you guys aren't on YouTube, definitely check this out. We're at 5425 will get you to the picture. Check these out because they are interesting, to say the least.
Fun
so there
fact,
you go.
These start off in XL. That's the smallest size you can find. It only goes up from there.
Well, I mean, Smart. The only person that's wearing these is definitely XL and above.
This is what they find you in when you like die at an extended stay apartment
And they
or a
also
hotel.
say these are for both genders. They are assuming there's only two genders, Smark.
Oh no.
I'm surprised no one's picked up on that one yet. But if you're out there and you're bored, have you a good time.
So that's why there's no pee hole. You answered your own question.
I think I might have. But yeah, these are for both genders. So male and female, which is what they're implying. But, oh no, they come in small, Smark. Small, medium, large, extra large, and 2XL. Oh, and smart. Wait a minute. You can get these in black, folks. And the black oh, I didn't get this picture, everybody. I did not get this picture, and I apologize. But
By comparison, the black ones don't look so bad. But
actually, you're right.
Either one is great.
The black ones could be deal withable. You've got the gold, the black. This looks like more the real WWE title with the black behind it. I have a feeling my wife would still tell me I'm not sleeping in the bed that night. Just a hunch, no matter if I had on black or red. But
see, I think if you came in the bedroom with the winged eagle belt on your Johnson, that might change things a bit.
I don't know. Maybe
10 pounds of gold, the old WCW title, maybe the European title, but then that would have to be like sort of a, more of a Mankini type situation.
I think by the end of it, I'd be doing, just kind of doing this. But
yeah, pretty much.
But anyway.
That is really sort of the mind-boggling thing if you want to circle around at this, is like that cost actual money that like you would go to a job and you would earn that you could spend on goods and services, food, water bills, light bills, electric bills, just money that you're not going to get back. People bought these.
Yeah. Oh, for a minute there, I thought you were talking about some guy going crazy and just fucking going in his underwear and at work and running around.
And potentially that too, but
just yelling, "I'm the champion." Just yelling, "I'm the champ." You can't see me.
Now I kind of want to buy a pair of these and just walk around the men's locker room at the gym.
You know what? Now
just
I do
promos of people.
I actually want to get the black pair, and my wife yells at me. I'm just gonna go, "You can't see me," and leave.
Mm-hmm. I want a fucking full-on 80s blum box to be playing John Cena's theme song. I just keep calling myself the champ.
I want to know what guy is buying these for his woman.
I'll tell you what, Guy Fieri.
What guy is like, "Baby, I want you to put that belt on and just fucking peg me in the ass." I mean, I think
just staring straight forward at a framed photo of Shayna Baszler.
I think I just found out exactly what guy is buying these. So, oh shit! All right, folks. Whew. Anyway, so yeah, if you guys want those, just go to www.shop.com and type in boxer briefs. Enjoy yourself.
Indeed.
Smark, go ahead and you got you got something else there.
Yes. Speaking of a person who always keeps his clothes on, Ricky Steamboat has revealed why he turned down an offer to wrestle in Ric Flair's last match. Steamboat spoke with Bill Apter, that's probably another guy who would buy those boxers, recently, and said that he initially agreed to be in the match but backed out after learning that Flair had a pacemaker. It's a bit of a deal breaker, huh?
Yeah.
Steamboat said Conrad, who was the promoter. When we talked, I drove to Nashville and we had to sit down, and it was Conrad and his wife, and then me and my wife, Sandy. That seems like unnecessary details. I was still training pretty good and feeling pretty good, so I said, okay. We hadn't signed or sealed the deal on the money part of it, but what put the nail in the coffin was about a week after that, I found out that Flair was wearing a pacemaker. All these years, I never knew. I immediately just said, I don't think I want to do this. I don't want my legacy to be that I was in the ring if he happened to pass away or something went wrong. I've done some interviews after that when they found out that I said no. It's the first time I'm coming public with this. I didn't want to throw Conrad or Flair under the bus. Too late, brother.
Yeah. Good on him. Number one. Number two. I mean, we talked about this, Mark. When Rick. Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge Steamboat fan. This is. I mean, if you ask me my all-time favorite in wrestling, you're looking at him, Ricky Steamboat. This is it. This is the guy. Yeah. Good Lord, he's a good man. He is a family man, Smark.
Ain't no doubt about it. He's a family man.
Exactly, sir. So this just completely fits in with exactly what Ricky Steamboat is. A good person. And like I said, we mentioned this, the fact that he backed out of that match when he was asked. He said he did. He didn't say why, but he said he did not want to do the match. I mean, there's nothing else you can really say about Ricky Steamboat but a class act in my book. That's it.
I do kind of like how he's basically like, well, Flair could probably die in this match, and I really don't want that on my hands. Like, you know what? Fair enough.
And that might even, and believe it or not, that could sound selfish to some people. Oh, I don't want that on my conscience. But I see where he's coming from, man. I do. And everyone else should too. The guy just doesn't want to be the one that has that fucking legacy. His legacy right now is that he is, like I said, that family man, that great guy, that great baby face that we all knew. Why would you want to risk tarnishing that legacy if something went wrong in the ring? God forbid something went wrong in the ring, but if it did, why the hell would you want that on your fucking conscience, in your legacy, in your fucking, on the books at all? But I don't know, man. It's just, it almost seems like in every universe I can think of, it's the right thing to do. But then again, You've got other people out there that will definitely take that payday to get in the ring with Ric Flair, no matter what, if he's a pacemaker or a fucking, colostomy bag, they'd fucking get in the ring with him.
Yep.
So whatever would get them that payday is there. Steamboat, not that guy. And I think that that just shows that, yeah, he was that family man character, but that's not just a character. That is the man.
I do like how he's basically like, well, I don't want to throw Conrad under the bus or anything, but it seemed seedy, so I went ahead and pieced Conrad.
Yes, he was rumor and innuendo.
It's like, I don't want to be around if he dies in the ring there, so I'm just going to go ahead and respectfully decline.
Yeah. I think Steamboat made the right choice here. 100% right choice, in my opinion.
I also just now saw the photo, and I would like just the idea of him just holding up a photo of himself and being just, please just punch about it, makes me laugh for some reason.
And
it's like, hey, look, it's me.
It's signed too.
to Ricky, your biggest fan.
I don't know, man. Steamboat's just I've just, again, with my fascination with martial arts and just everything else, Ricky Steamboat was just always just the man to me.
He seems like an objectively good guy.
Yeah, like almost too good of a guy to be in the business of wrestling at times. You know, you're kind of like, every now and then you're like, this guy's been in wrestling this long and he's still a good person. How the fuck did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
But there you go. The family man, Ricky Steamboat. All right, folks, we'll get into a couple little things here. I guess we need to get into one little thing that's not exactly the, an upbeat thing. But Stephan Bonnar passed away right before Christmas. He was the American Psycho, they called him in UFC. Now, Smark, I know we don't talk about UFC a lot on this show, but I was a fan, used to be a fan. I don't watch it as much, but when I was a fan, I remember watching the UFC version of Tough Enough, basically, is what it was. And the first, one of the first or second season had two guys on it, Stephan Bonnar and Forrest Griffin. They had an all-out brawl for a final match. If you've never seen this match between Stephan Bonnar and Forrest Griffin, go check it out. It's on YouTube. I guarantee it. But Stephan Bonnar passed away, 45 years old. And I know he definitely had some issues. Sean Strickland is another UFC fighter who had some not great feelings on this. He basically trashed people for going on and being like, look, this is when I trained with them, this is here, this is there, and going on and being like, look, this is, basically he was calling them out for being fake. He basically said, the Stephan Bonnar I knew was a fucking asshole, and he knew it, he admitted it, and all you people that are out there and just, saying that, oh, here's me training with him, what a great guy, are full of shit. Not the best time to do it, but he did clarify his statements as saying that, listen, I'm just not fake. I'm not going to pretend that I love the guy. It's horrible he passed away, but I'm not going to pretend I love the guy when in his final days he was kind of an asshole to everybody. So I get it where he's coming from, but still pretty. Listen, that fight between Stephan Bonnar and Forrest Griffin was fucking amazing. If you want to remember him by something, that's probably the fight to remember him by. Enough to where his son is named Griffin Brandon after Forrest Griffin and his brother that died, Brandon. So I don't know, man. This is when I was watching these shows, and Stephan Bonnar was definitely a big part of them. And like I said, that brawl between him and Forrest Griffin, I think I've talked about it before, Smark, impressed Dana White enough to where he went in and said, fuck that, both of y'all have contracts. it was a fucking. Did you ever see that fight?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Fucking amazing. Those guys literally had a fucking brawl that you would have seen in the fucking gladiator days. It was amazing. So, and you know, they said he just had that Stephan Bonnar just had not a heart attack, they're saying, but a heart condition, basically kind of just went wild at work while he was working. I don't know what he was doing for work, but pretty sad. And like I said, I was watching it this time, so this kind of hits home for me because I was watching and I saw that one episode. I saw the episodes. I watched the whole season with him and Forrest Griffin. And it was just I was shocked when I saw that he died from some sort of heart condition. Obviously, I think a lot of people are going to immediately jump to maybe cocaine use, even steroid use, but we won't know until everything's done and the autopsies are done and we get the reports. But pretty sad. Stephan Bonnar, 45 years old, man. Way too young. Way too young. So there you go. Sorry to bring the show down, but I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, no, totally understandable.
Yeah. And you know, it's not like he didn't have a tie-in with wrestling. He was on the indie circuit for a while, House of Glory, in 2017. He was on Impact also in that same year, 2017. 2019, he was on Victory Road. So he does have a little bit of a wrestling tie-in. He was actually, he really wanted an into wrestling and loved it, loved the whole thing about it, loved that, just loved all the wrestling. And this was actually where Ken Shamrock made his little, you know, in 2019, where Ken Shamrock came back to Impact and people were like, holy shit, he still looks fucking good. So definitely a little wrestling tie-in. One of the reasons I brought him up. Yeah, 45 years old is way too young, man, to go.
Yeah.
So, especially knowing now, you know, he leaves a son and a wife. So, pretty sad. Pretty sad. All right. I know that was horrible. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to bring the show down.
Totally understandable.
All right, folks. We'll get into a couple quick things here, and then we'll jump right into AEW, and that's probably going to be about it. Now, Tony Khan did talk a little bit about. He did an interview about a month or two ago, and got into a few things. One of the things he talked about was Paige VanZant. Now, I put up a little picture here of Paige VanZant. If you want to go ahead and look at that while I'm talking, I completely understand. Now, obviously, we know VanZant was out there and she was kind of doing a lot of appearances for AEW. Even was sort of teasing a match with Jade Cargill at one time. But it seems like since she's announced a couple of things. Number one, she's announced that there is a video of her out there that is a sex video. So she can put that out at any time. But she was also...
That would be a good time for that.
That would be. I would definitely take a look at that. Of course, for the research of the show, Smark.
Mm-hmm.
She was just on Dancing with the Stars. She's got some things going. So basically, she's raised her per appearance price. And that's kind of why you have not seen Paige VanZant on AEW. She's raised her price for per appearance. Now, you could put this a little bit on Tony Khan for giving her it sounds like she was on a handshake per appearance deal. And that's why you're not seeing her. Now, he did this interview with Grap City again back, I think it was in August, but all this is starting to come out. But basically, since it's kind of put it in a nice little bow, since she has all this going on, she wants more money. And it looks like AEW is not willing to pay it. Now, she's doing this like modeling and lingerie fighting league and, this bare knuckle MMA thing. So she does have a lot going on. But God, do I wonder what she's charging Smark. Because let's face it, she could do like Mandy Rose is doing in OnlyFans, which she has, and probably make a lot more money than what she's even going to, ask AEW for.
Right.
So, I don't know. What do you think about that right there? Let's just start with that part.
Well, I mean, I am told that she does indeed have an OnlyFans. I wouldn't know anything about this, but yeah.
She does.
That's always a lucrative venture. And like you were saying, you get the bare knuckle fighting and all the other kind of shit that she's been up to. If I don't know what the contract was, I don't know if she would commit to anything or not. But yeah, it does seem like a mistake if you had the opportunity to get her under an actual contract and you didn't. I don't know if she actually would have agreed to that, though, is the question.
Knowing she probably had that video at that time, she can release that at any time and make a lot of money. So it's almost like she's got AEW by the balls, in a way. Mm-hmm. Which I believe people would literally pay for. I understand. But yeah, it's it's kind of crazy that she just, it's more crazy they wouldn't at least lock her into a, 5, 10, 8, pick a number and lock her into a few appearances for a certain amount of money. But I guess they didn't do that. So now it looks like she's got the negotiating power. And, if you really read that article, she doesn't need AEW at all.
Well, yeah, therein lies the problem.
Exactly.
Because if she was fully willing to commit to being a full-time wrestler,
right,
I feel like she could be a huge star for them. She could just in general be a huge star. But if she's not willing to commit, is it really worth it to spend that much money? Or however much money she wants. She apparently wants quite a bit. So it's if you're not going to, I don't know, get a full investment, because okay, you're spending the money, you're getting people to tune into the pay-per-views or whatever, but that's not doing anything for your weekly numbers.
No, and it won't. But let's just say you decide not to pay a Paige VanZant. And again, right. I'm speculating. I'm not, there's nothing to this, but let's say you decided to not pay a Paige VanZant whatever she's asking. And then say a Sasha Banks shows up in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a pretty shitty look right there. You know what I mean? You're not willing to pay for someone who right now has both have good momentum, but Paige VanZant, I think, could be like you said, could definitely be a star for this company. and looked like she was willing, but now it looks like she's got them by the balls, all because she's got a fucking sex tape out. Or not out, but to be released whenever she decides.
Right.
Go ahead.
Which will be a while, because that's basically like once the money starts drying up on the OnlyFans, that's when that comes out.
Right.
So probably going to be a minute. But I mean, at the same time, does she really, how much by the balls does she really have them? Because if she's going to be doing the OnlyFans and she's going to be doing the sex tape and shit, it's not like she's going to be going to WWE. Theoretically, anyway, they would be massive, massive, massive fucking hypocrites if they signed her.
They would. Being especially as they did shit to Mandy Rose, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, there's no excuse for that. They would be. Which is why they wouldn't.
No, I'm still saying it's absolutely possible that they would do it. It would not put me past them at all. They'd be like, well, no, this is different because she's a celebrity, so, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't put it past them at all. But they would just go, oh, well, her video's not released yet. But she said she had one. So AEW has a couple choices with her. Either they pay her what she wants, or, like you said, Smark, when the money dries up, she just releases a fucking video. Because let's face it, there's a lot of people that would pay to watch her get fucking nailed. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not in school, are we? Let me just put my hand down. Sorry, I apologize for that. I have a bad habit. So she's got a little bit of leverage, but I guess we'll see what happens in the next few weeks with her, or the next the next year. I mean, 2023 will kind of tell if she's gonna take less to come back to wrestling, or if she just wants to forget about it, and eventually we'll all watch her be happy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, be happy. Very much, very much.
There you go. Bobby McFerrin style. There you go. So I got one more thing, and then we'll get into AEW and wrap this bad boy up. Booker T, folks, has been pretty outspoken nowadays. And he's not too shy about saying that he feels that AEW fans are kind of like a cult, which is, I'm not sure I disagree with him on her at all here, but we'll go. He says, I quote Booker T, I wouldn't say all of them. I'm not going to say all of them. But a lot of them, he clarified. Sometimes they're just looking for it. It's like being in a relationship, where you've got one of those girlfriends that's just looking through your phone all the time, just looking for something, making up excuses to have a fight, stuff like that. That's the way AEW fans are. So that's what Booker T said. Again, he said, you could be talking about something totally irrelevant to AEW, and they're like, wait a minute, he's talking about AEW. Did he say Kenny Omega? It's that kind of stuff. So Booker T not very happy with AEW fans. Again, that picture shows up. Booker, AEW fans can be a little tribal. WWE fans can be also. You are a perfect example, Booker T, of tribalism. You're employed by WWE. You can't say anything really against WWE, or they will fire you. So for him to kind of say this about AEW is kind of expected. But Booker T is another one who just gets on his podcast and looks for anything he can to get a little bit of attention. And the dirt sheets eat it up every fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, there's always people that fill these roles for whatever reason. It like shifts to different people throughout time. Because I remember a couple of years ago where it was like, hey, if Disco Inferno fucking said anything, or not Disco Inferno, Vince Russo. If Vince Russo said anything, people would be talking about it.
Right.
And there's even a period there where that was like that for Sonny too, and it was just like, those were the dark times. Whenever fucking Vince Russo or Sonny would talk about wrestling, motherfuckers would be, it'd be all over the dirt sheets or whatever. People would be talking about it and dissecting what they said. And I guess now we're there with Booker T. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, any sort of fandom can be cultish at times. But like you said perfectly, it's like, well, leave it to the guy who is being paid by WWE to say that other people's fan bases are not good.
Yeah, leave it to the cult to call someone a cult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's listen, I hate to say this, but it's the same way with politics. They call the left a cult, the right calls the left a cult, the left calls the right a cult. It's just the same bullshit everywhere you go. But yeah, I mean, he's being literally paid by WWE, and for him to say this isn't exactly surprising. So,
right.
I don't know. I thought it was worth bringing up just to kind of talk about it a little bit. But yeah, Booker T, just not the biggest AEW fan. I kind of feel like Booker T just kind of wants to trail off those Jim Cornette hate AEW, coattails sometimes.
Since I feel like if any actual wrestling company had like a fan base that was actually a cult, it'd be Impact. Because like whoever the fuck is still watching Impact these days, you are devoted way more than any cultist I could possibly conceive.
Yeah, I don't think I can disagree with you there. They would be pretty bad. That Impact crowd is pretty, and they're hardcore for it, some of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You are 100% right, sir. So, Smark, I guess from there we get into AEW?
That's right. Praise be thy Khan.
There you go. So, tonight we had AEW New Year's Smash, folks. I once had a girlfriend I called my New Year's Smash. But anyway, let's just leave that alone.
Could you do me a favor and just say Tony Khan one more time?
No, I won't.
Damn it.
Well,
fine. Tony Khan.
Tony Khan. So we start out this match with All Ego, or we start the show with All Ego. Oh my God, All Ego. Yes, he is conservation friendly, folks. All Ego, Ethan Page versus Bryan Danielson. MVP. Oh my God. MJF. My brain is broken tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I'm moving the warehouse this week and it's a fucking nightmare. But MJF is up there and watching it. And he's got this girl with him, as you see, with his arm around. Well, folks, that is indie wrestler Daddy Doom. And there she is. She could whip me.
I know that it's not, but did anybody else get like the sort of flashbacks to like Seth Rollins' old Nazi girlfriend? Because that's kind of what she looked like, to me at least.
I don't know why I got a Street Fighter kind of vibe off this.
Yeah, she's dressed like the fucking dude from Street Fighter. What was his name?
I forget, but it was the guy from Adam.
M. Bison? Yeah,
I think there you go. I don't know. I got like a Street Fighter vibe off this whole thing. I don't know why, but I did. But I mean, it was all right. Nothing huge to talk about here. But yeah, that was Daddy Doom, as we said, from the indie circuit. And great match to kick off this fucking show with Danielson getting the win. But AEW always seems to really have that great beginning match, and I get why they do it. They've got that great lead in, so they want to fucking do the great match in order to keep those lead in people. I get it. It's smart. But after that, Wardlow's cutting a promo. He's got he's sitting there. Next thing you know, Samoa Joe attacks him, Smark.
Indeed, as one tends to do.
That dastardly Samoa Joe.
Vile. Absolutely vile.
Absolutely. We get a little Hangman Page update, Smark, and we get the trainer back there, and the trainer's talking to him. And he's like, listen, if you keep up what you're doing, all these 2-week this and all these 1 week that, blah, 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 you'll be back in the ring in no time. If you don't keep up all this stuff, you may never get back in the ring at all.
Ever again.
Ever, Smark. So there's that.
Indeed, there is. I don't know what one would do with themselves if I didn't get to see Hangman Page on a weekly basis.
I mean, I gotta say, as a whole show tonight, wasn't the greatest. I get it. It's the holidays. You don't really need to fucking put it all out there, but not a great show tonight.
Yes, it was not all hard, all in.
No, not at all, sir. I definitely agree with you. Not all hard, all in. We get the best friends backstage. They're with Danhausen. Renee Paquette is interviewing Kip Sabian and all those guys. And Penelope Ford. And next thing you know, we've got a Rampage match. It's like, at this point, they're just doing these backstage promos to set up Rampage matches, and no one cares. You know what? No one cares. I'm sorry, they don't. You know what? In these segments, why don't you have Rusev? Why don't you have a ton of the guys you're not using already do something instead of having fucking, the fucking low rent Lady Frost and his girl and these other guys in tie-dye shirts. I don't know. I guess it's just me.
No, I mean, I agree. I'm not going to watch Rampage. I understand that they need to do something to get people to watch Rampage, but like having Dynamite be good would probably be the first idea as to how to get people to watch your B show. If your A show was just kind of phoning it in. I thought you were going to point out the fact that we once again have wrestlers that are just able to book their own matches.
That's just how it goes.
Kip Sabian was like, I eliminated you from the Battle Royal, so I should get a shot at your belt. And then he's like, Trent was like, well, I eliminated you after that. So then Orange Cassidy just told him, all right, well, then you're going to wrestle me on Rampage.
Well,
he's like, all right, well, boy, who couldn't be clamoring for that? Maybe they're going to start trying to break them up. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that. I feel like they've kind of run their course as a group.
So many groups are running their course quicker rather than later. So even the group we're about to get into, the fucking Firm, they're already running their course for me. I'm sorry. They just are already. Now Hook comes out.
Died as soon as you called him Big Bill.
Yeah, exactly. Now Hook was out there smoking. Now do you know who that was he was out there in the ring with? I didn't even catch the name.
Not a clue. I can find you the name, but yeah, he's not like an established independent wrestler of any sort that I could know of.
If you want to try to find it, that's fine. But it was a squash match, really. And then the Firm comes down with Stokely Hathaway and Lee Moriarty. Big Bill out there. And, they're trash talking Hook. Oh, you're helping out Jungle Boy. So of course Jungle Boy comes out. Not only does Jungle Boy come out, Smark, he comes out and gets his pyro. He gets his pyro to make a save.
Yeah, but it looked like, I don't know, like maybe maybe it didn't look as close in reality, but it looked like he like had to run so he didn't get fucking clipped by the pyro.
Yeah, there was that too.
It looked like he almost had himself a James Hetfield moment where it's like, oof, be careful, Jungle Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Balaam Lynx is the guy's name.
oh. Yeah, I thought I saw him.
BAYLUMLYNX.
Yeah, he looked like a tiger. Anyway, Jungle Boy comes out, like I said, to make the save. He locks up with Lee Moriarty, and Hook and Big Bill are having this. Would you call this a face-to-face? They were
face to nipple.
Face to nipple. They were having a face to nipple. I'll go with that. Bill goes to grab Hook. Hook literally does his best, grabs him, tries to get him for basically a body slam. Doesn't work because he's too big. Get it? Big Bill. Yeah. Jungle Boy comes in. He's got actually Starks up here. Not Starks. Who does he have? Wait a minute. I got lost for a second. Hook. He has Hook up here for a choke slam. Jungle Boy comes in the ring and hits Bill with a 2x4 and goes, oh!
Indeed.
He doesn't really. But anyway, obviously, I thought of Hacksaw Jim Duggan when he did this. But yeah, obviously working to a Jungle Boy and Hook match versus Big Bill and Lee Moriarty.
Yeah, probably. That'd be a pretty good match, I guess. I don't know if it doesn't really seem like a pay-per-view quality match at this point, but they do have those like secondary big events, I guess. We can put that on there.
Yeah, that'll be on a spring
Rampage.
is coming. Spring is coming or something.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung. There you go. Thank you, Smark. Appreciate that.
Do you think they still do those like spring break shows on MTV? You could just have AEW be there.
No. You can't anymore. Everyone will complain.
You have Hook crash say what karaoke.
Ooh. What song is Hook gonna do though?
Living La Vida Loca, probably. He seems like a big Ricky Martin fan.
Wow. That's a bold one, Smark. I like that.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, we get Jericho. He's cutting a promo on Ricky Starks backstage. So we get that little segment. So we get Swerve backstage, Smark, with his new little tattoo mogul group. I don't even know what to fucking call them anyway. You know what? If you want me to remember another fucking stable name in AEW, fucking order me Rosetta Stone. I'm sorry. I can't remember another fucking stable name in this fucking company. You got the fucking Death Triangle. You got fucking the Elite. You got the Jericho Appreciation Society. You've got these fucking tattoo fucks. You know what? That's their new name. The tattoo fucks.
I got you covered here, and by I mean I Bleacher Report. The Mogul affiliates.
Right. Tattoo fucks.
I don't know. I mean, the Mogul affiliates is a pretty strong name.
Yeah. You can Mogul affiliate.
I mean, it's not as bad as Swerve in Our Glory, but like, my God, they can't name fucking anything for anything. This is terrible. The Mogul affiliates.
Yeah, it's whatever, dude. The tattooed fucks. But anyway, so Wheeler comes up and Wheeler Yuta comes up, decides to start fucking with him. And Swerve Does Swerve look like he's going for a bit of a Blade gimmick here?
This was great. I love this. Literally, like, probably my favorite moment of Rampage. Or not Rampage, fucking Dynamite. Wheeler Yuta walks up to Swerve and he starts cutting a promo on him, and Swerve just puts on sunglasses and stares in the opposite direction. Which was fucking that's what I do during Wheeler Yuta promos.
I'm telling you.
So it was pretty phenomenal. Because he was just like, you need these guys around you to help make your point. And Swerve was like, when are you going to make yours? It was like, oh, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Like I said, this wasn't the greatest episode, but again, they're not going to go, all out, no pun intended, for a holiday episode, I guess. The camera suddenly pans backstage, and it's the Elite and the Death Triangle. They are already brawling, Smark. The Elite end up getting a win here with a pretty controversial win. You've got Matt Jackson in the ring tapping out. You've got Kenny Omega, who's got Phoenix, who put him through a table, also being pinned. So a controversial win, which is going to lead us to a ladder match for next week. Or not January 11th, sorry. 2 weeks from now. So there you go. Smart, we get another rap video, but it's the Acclaimed rapping this time. Thank God.
That's a pretty good one, I thought. I was trying to remember everything, but him basically just saying that he was like mentioning Global Force gold bars was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was the perfect little fucking rap that could have gone on. I liked it. I liked that they just kind of fucking rebutted and went right back at Sanjay and his crew.
They were talking about Jay Lethal and said you were Ring of Honor's top guy in their worst years. Yeah. I was like, Jesus, not wrong, but Jesus.
No, not wrong at all. Fucking truth is being spoken. We get Ty Mello out there with Anna Jay versus Willow Nightingale and Ruby Soho. Decent match, I guess. I'm not nothing to shit on, really. Tay does pin Ruby in this match, and then decides to give the finger to the crowd.
Yep.
Then we get Ricky Starks backstage with Renee Paquette. Kind of gives I'd call this a low-key promo, a little bit. Not that low-key, Smart.
Subdued.
Very subdued. Talked a little bit about Action Andretti getting the fireball last week. He shit-talked Jericho a little bit. But very calm, cool, collected promo by Ricky Starks. It's almost like at times they want you to forget that he's incorporating that rock in his character, and they calm it down.
Which is a good strategy, because if you just have him doing it all the time, you get LA Knight.
Right.
No one wants that.
Thank you. Exactly. I think they're doing a good thing here by keeping it suppressed, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So we get the main event, Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. This is for the TNT Championship. Joe does end up retaining. Joe at the end of the match looks like he's about to show some respect to Wardlow. Just kind of standing there, almost looking like at one point he kind of nods his head like, yeah, good job, kid, good job. Then goes under the ring, pulls out a toolbox, forgets he takes the tray out, I guess. Doesn't find what he's looking for. But then finally he finds the pair of scissors he's looking for. Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Gets back in the ring. He grabs Wardlow's hair and actually cuts his hair.
Yeah, he scissored him.
Cuts him right. The literal definition of scissoring.
You're going to have Joe join the Acclaim next week. That'll be pretty good.
Yeah. Joe holds it up, though, like he just fucking scalped someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you get Darby Allin's music hitting. He comes out. Joe's looking up on the ramp and ends up Darby's behind him, gets a skateboard to the back. And pretty much that's how we end Dynamite.
I feel like Excalibur deserves a raise because like it's cool that Wardlow, I guess, is gonna be having a new look, maybe revamp his character a little bit, but like Excalibur having to sell the fact that Samoa Joe cut off his man bun with any form of seriousness, that's fucking, you're working overtime there.
I kind of agree with you. I gotta say, I'm not the biggest Excalibur. I really think the guy should take the mask off if he wants to be taken seriously. But who am I to say? Who am I to say? Maybe under that mask, he wouldn't be taken seriously either.
No, that would not work.
Yeah, I've seen. But Smark, that is about it, my man. I got nothing else, man.
Yeah, like Dirk said, thank you, Joe, for cutting that man. But cutting somebody's man butt off is not a heel tactic.
No, it really did. It was babyface-ish. I'll agree.
That's a good gimmick right there, fucking hipster Hunter Joe.
There you go, hipster Hunter Joe. I like it. I mean, tonight we had Joe the Barber Beefcake.
Mm-hmm. He's calling himself the king of television now. That's pretty cool. It kind of made me think of Howard Stern. Like I thought he was going to start like calling himself the king of all media.
Oh well, if he had the Fart Man outfit on.
Oh, that would be fucking phenomenal. Samoa Joe just walks around dressed as Fart Man, just begging people to show him their tits.
Yeah, Joe just turns around. Next thing you know, his fucking ass cheeks are hanging out like Rikishi.
That would still not be as embarrassing as the TNA run.
No.
Holy shit, that would be a wild gimmick though. If somebody was cutting a promo and like it was this intense, serious promo, and then they walk away from the camera and the camera follows them and then just their ass cheeks are hanging out.
Sounds about right. I'm down for it, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. I think it's time we fucking get out of here for this year. I still cannot believe, Smark, we are about to go into 2023. I will start doing Hollywood Hang Up again then. I know you're clamoring for it, folks. But like I said, man, during the holidays, it's just like I need one day on a weekend. And lately it's been Sunday. But anyway, I'll get back to it. Smark, tell them where they can find you besides here, sir.
Oh, but of course, you can find me Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Middle Mid Podcast Network on the Mixler machine. It is Cheese on Sports. Myself, Cheese Man, G Wiz, Luke Birch. We got Mojo. We got Matt. We got the whole gang is here. We're talking the NFL, the NBA, NHL, UFC, the whole shebang-a-bang. Check it out at 8:30 p.m. or wherever you get your guys darn podcasts. It's on the archive. You can listen whenever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not your daddy. But listen, please.
There you go. Folks, any sport with balls, Smark's got it covered.
That's right. We're covering your balls.
There you go. They cover your balls, folks. All right. On that note, everybody, we definitely appreciate it. Appreciate everybody listening for this year. We will see you in 2023 on this show. So there you go, folks. Thank you. Definitely appreciated. And see ya.